Yep, so continuing from our first video, we will just be continuing from the for the second part in here, in which it was to develop a map on SA2 level and color coded accordingly to the latest uptake rates. So what we have to do is to create a new sheet first of all. So I'll just click at the bottom in here, create a new sheet, and then to create any kind of a map in Tableau, there's a separate geometrical field in here which is represented with a globe icon in here. So you can see in here, so this one comprises of the shape files, or you can say boundaries for the area. So how to proceed on this one is that we can just simply drag and drop it in details, and it will open up the map um, for that which is present in this data set. So for this data set, it is on SA2 level for the whole of New Zealand. And in here, before proceeding, what we have to do is to just dice and to reduce the size, or specifically focus on the Waikato district. So what I will do, I will just bring my DHP into the filter first of all, and select Waikato from the list in here. Click on OK. Second thing is that I will bring the TA name. So you can just see that it's a one block for whole of the Waikato DHP. In here you want to bring the TA name, and I can put it in filter, and I will just focus on Waikato district. Hit on OK. So we are now in the Waikato district, and still you can see there are some kind of a boundaries, but we cannot access to those specific ones because of the level of granularity in here. We will change that one by bringing this asset2 name into our details, and from here you'll be able to see, or if you hover now, we can see different areas coming up. So that is the level of granularity which has been changed by bringing the asset2 name into the details section. There is one thing done. Now the other thing is that the map has been created for the SA2. Now we want to bring the dose 2 percentage or fully vaccinated percentage as in color code. Yep, so what we will do, we will just bring this SA this dose 2 percentage into our color in here, and as soon as I drop it in here, it will start the color coding. It will color code the areas for it. But if I hover on it, then you can see that those 2 percentage which is showing like 2963, that seems not to be the correct one. Why? Because of the rolling of data. So what Tableau is doing is to roll up the different things, so we have to dice the data set accordingly and make it for that specific variables. So for example, if from our previous sheet we know that this ethnicity variable comprises of all Maori and Pacific, we just want to focus on Maori, or we just want to focus on the all at the moment in here. So what we'll do, we'll bring this ethnicity into our filters and just select all from this option. So there are three options. I will just select all and hit on OK. So there you go. Now from that 2000 has reduced down to 1139. It is still not correct. And how to handle it now is to bring this date. Yep, I think so. That is the only thing which is because of this is a time series data from the 6th of October till the 12th of Jan. So we have to just reduce it down. I will try to bring this date into the filters, and let's see. Okay, something is happening in here. The date is not coming in. So the other way around to do or check the things is to I can bring this date into my columns, and it will open up different columns then for each of the maps. Yeah, for 2021, 2022. Do not worry about it. I don't know why the date wasn't connected to filters, but that's the other way around. I can go to exact date, and from here I can go to discrete, and then we'll give it another try by adding into the filter. Yep. And now I can just select the first the 12th of Jan and hit on OK. Usually it is just like if you drag and drop date into your filters, it will come up, and from there you can just select the date, and there you go. But I don't know what was happening, so this is the other way around. Bring in the date in the column and do it. After you have the date in your filter, you can remove it from the columns. so it will still hold the percentages. And in here now you can see for each of the areas the color coding. So the darker the color, it means the higher rate of vaccination. I can change my colors by going into here, edit color, make it into an orange for example, and it will update it accordingly. If I want to add some borders, I can add some borders to it as well. um, Tableau have a very powerful feature on mapping. If you want, then I can change it from here to street maps, for example, just to show you something on maps. Later on, we will just play with this kind of a mapping features later on. But this is like street maps and satellite as well. You can bring your satellite. You can just do a lot of things in here. So I'll just go back to my light version. And the other thing is that from this variables I can see there's something like in color as well. So, and it is coming with an is equal to, which means that it is a calculation. So if you want to read this calculation in detail, just right click on it and go to edit, and this will open up the dialog box. So this is the formula which we have written, a very simple one, which gives different kind of a color coding or different kind of a variable. So if it is less than 80%, then it should will show well below 90%. If it is between 80 and 90, then it will show below 90%. And if it is higher than 90%, then it will show like at or above 90%. So how to bring those kind of a color coding in here is that I will change my this those 2% into a detail. I'll just drag and drop it in here. It will just go back to that color, to the default color, and bring this color variable into my colors. It will change the things accordingly. So in this case they are below 90% and at or above 90%. So green areas are those which are which have achieved the 90% requirement, and the others are which are just below the 90% thing. So it's 86%, 88%, 82. That is a different kind of a color coding, how you can handle it. If there are any other areas which have below 80%, then it will show up in a different color. For now, we don't have that kind of an example in here in Waikato district. It might be in some other areas, but for now, this is how you can make your mappings and add the colors in it and control it, the things in there then. If you want to just adjust the tooltip, you can just click on tooltip and you can edit the tooltip as well. Like for example, I will just change it to area rather than area percentage, and rather than color I will just write as status. Those two things, just a very simple kind of thing. You can do a lot of things in this tooltip as well. So it's now status or spelling status. There you go, perfect one. So that was our second task on our list. The third task on our list is to what are the trend of uptake rate in district or city. So basically we want to make a trend line. So in here we had made in our sheet 3 we had made a kind of you can say text table. We want to do the same thing but in line format now. So we can just start again from here. What we want to do is to bring this DHP. This is the shortcut way to filter out. I'll just bring the DHP in my rows, then click on Waikato, keep only TA name. I'll bring that one in here, and Waikato district, click on it and click only, and then SA2 name, and here are the SA2s. Then we have to bring the date in here. So bringing the date in, changing it to exact date, and then changing it to discrete. Yeah, there you go. Or we can keep it like, just go one step back. Yeah, just keep it as a continuous one. The other thing, ethnicity, we will bring that ethnicity, and in here I'll just want to keep all and keep only. So we have all in here now, and then we can bring the SA2 percentage in here, and I can just drop it in front of ethnicity, and there you go. So it has now converted this one. Tableau has automatically converted into a line chart. but this is not that much of a useful one. What we have to do is to remove these things from our tables and just bring the line chart in. So I'll just remove this DHP, drag it out, or I can just put it in my tooltip. That is also fine. TA name, I can put it into my tooltip. SA2 name, I will put it into my details. So that will handle it like that, and I will remove this ethnicity because it's also in filter. I'll just put it into my tooltip. There you go. And if I hover on it, I can see all the information like date, SA2 name, DHP, ethnicity, TA, those two percentage. If you want to organize the tooltip in a bit detail, then what I can do is to just simply cut it in here, TA name, cut and paste, SA2 ethnicity is all, and those two percentage. There you go. So we have this kind of a line trend. If you want to change or bring some colors in here, you can just drag and drop. We'll change the color from light to dark, and if you want to open up the labels for it, you can just label these areas as well as a 2 and bring it in the name. Just depending upon the size and the space, it will automatically adjust itself. And then you can add another thing like a reference line by going to analytics in here and add some reference line by table, and in here some those. And I need a percentage, like not an average but a constant, and at 90%. So I'll put it as 90. There you go. So we have that kind of a reference line 90% coming in now. So any areas which are above, it is there. And now you can see the trend line, that what was the pace of it for uptaking. Before we move any forward in here, we just want to save this file. Well, how to save it? Just simply click on this publish as soon as I publish as, it will save it. The other way, yeah, and publish as, click on this one and it will save it in my profile. Publish workbook. Yeah, publish as, and if I want to see it, I can just close it and it will take me back to my profile, and from there I can see it. If you just want to make sure, then you can just write it as DiD week 1 show sheets as tab, and then publish. There you go, it is saving it now, and on top you can see the name have been changed from that file to this file in here. Perfect one. So we have this kind of a line trend now. This was our second thing to be done. The third thing is to